What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinway Basketball Analysis. I wanted to start off the season, like I said, with some more power rankings and some more predictions to get you guys excited for the NBA season. We're going to do some more what to expect and some more things. But like I said, all the rookie analysis will only be on analysisplayground.com. So remember that. The tributes I'm working on, the rookie analysis I'm working on, and the NBA breakdown for the rest of the season will only be on analysisplayground.com. But that don't matter right now. We're going to talk about what's going to be on YouTube, and we're going to do the predictions. So this predictions, I had to do a lot more thinking. Y'all know I'm a realistic person. I go all over with my analysis. Some shit you won't even hear from nobody else. But I feel like the MVP is the most interesting because who would have seen Steph Curry win? Who would have seen James Harden? Like LeBron and KD wasn't even in the conversation. Russell Westbrook came out of nowhere. Some people predicted it, but he was injured in the beginning of the season and then came out on the onslaught. So the MVP is like whoever wins 60, whoever win the first seed in the West, whoever win the first seed in the East. So realistically, I'm thinking about some players and some teams that I can see winning this award. I see Chris Paul. The first person I think gonna win the award is Kevin Durant. Because like I said in my power rankings, if he can stay healthy, I think that the OKC can win 60 plus games, which pretty much would guarantee him MVP. If he put up the same numbers he put up last year, was 25, 50%, 40%, and he put that on the #1 team in the West, he pretty much guaranteed like he did before he came in second in the West, and he ended up winning the MVP in the landslide against LeBron. So I think same thing that happened with James Harden and Steph Curry. They gave him more publicity because they was winning 55, 56 games and 67 games. And you seen Steph Curry run away with the MVP, even though I thought it should have been a closer race or even co-MVPs. Steph Curry ultimately won the award pretty quick and pretty handily too. So it all goes with winning. So I think #1 will be Kevin Durant for me because I feel like they're going to be the #1 team in the West. The team that I say could surprise people, like I said, will be the Clippers because Doc Rivers been winning 55 plus games the last couple seasons. He got Lance, he got Paul, he got DJ back, he got JJ back, Jamal Crawford, Austin Rivers. The bench got a whole lot better. They can rest. They got more offensive, dynamically offensively. They can do more different lineups, a lot of different matchups, a lot more shooters on the floor. So I can see them taking a lot of teams by surprise because we haven't seen this team to play yet. We haven't seen this team play together, and there's so much talent that we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna happen with Lance. But you know, Paul Pierce is a knockdown three-point shooter, something they've been missing. Chris Paul got more weapons around him. Even when he can take a break, Austin and Jamal can come off the bench. Lance can come off the bench and be a ball handler, something that they was missing the last couple years. So I'm thinking the Clippers can surprise a lot of teams. I think Blake and Chris will be my second and third because I can see them winning the West by taking, like they can do like the Golden State Atlanta. They can take the NBA by surprise and win 60 because they got so much matchups and things they can do offensively to switch it up and make things confusing. Only reason I say Golden State don't have a bigger chance is because in the playoffs, Andrew Bogut got exposed. Like I said, Klay Thompson, he was basically a no-show. He wasn't taking over games. He basically became more of a role player than an all-star and an all-NBA third team. He was more of a role player in the finals. And he didn't really do nothing even in Memphis. He had one game in the finals and one good game in the Memphis, and he pretty much was a no-show. Same with Andrew Bogut. They took him out of the finals. So I think Golden State got a lot of versatility in things, and that's going to win them games. But I think people kind of figure out how to beat the Warriors and how to play against them. So I don't think they're going to take the NBA by surprise. Therefore, I don't think Steph Curry will. I think the fourth would have been Anthony Davis, but I don't really think Anthony Davis have a legit shot like ESPN them think, because if you think about it, Anthony Davis probably was the best player in the league last year, putting up the numbers. He was the best player in the league, the best number with the PRs, dominant 56% from the field, and most of them was mid-range. He dominated the playoffs 30 and 10 with 2 blocks and a steal. He was the best player in the playoffs, the best player in the season. He was the best player last year, and everybody knows it. So I think you win the MVP for that. But team-wise, like I said, with him, I won't say my defensive player of the year. If his team is not good defensively, he's not going to get defensive player of the year. I like the roster, but like I said, I cannot see the Pelicans' predictions. Like I said, I'm not right. This is just my opinion. I'm predicting they always had injury problems. Anthony always injured. Drew always injured. Eric Gordon always injured. Ashik is always injured. I just can't see this roster staying healthy enough to give this team a chance to win third, second, or first seed, which will give Anthony Davis in the MVP a realistic chance, I should say, of winning the MVP. I just can't see them staying healthy enough because they never have. I know they got a better coach, better offense. It's going to be more easier. But until I can see them stay healthy, I just can't bet on the Pelicans and Anthony Davis winning MVP or Defensive Player of the Year until the whole team locks in. And they need some more moves. They got to move some of these players around and get some better players that fit anyway. So I think maybe next year or the year before, Anthony Davis is going to go on his MVP runs because he definitely was the best player in the year. And I think he's going to be probably the best player this year if it ain't for KD or LeBron. But the thing about it is, Anthony Davis, man, he just got to win more games, and his team got to be better all together. So he can't win the war by himself because I think his team and him going to fall short from the third, second, or first seed, which most likely he ain't going to win MVP if he don't get one of those three. So I think KD got a good chance. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, tie. One of them going to get it. I think James Harden could get it. But I think LeBron will be my third because I think they're going to take over the East. They won 53 games, taking 2 weeks. LeBron took 2 weeks off. They made all those trades and destroyed the league and went to the finals easily. Because the only series they had the trouble with was the Chicago. They only went 6. So they destroyed the East, and they're going to be healthy this year. They pretty much brought everybody back besides Thompson, but they said they most likely going to bring him back. And anybody send him an offer, they can match it anyway. So most likely he going to come back unless he take the qualifying, which I think he should take. But he most likely won't because he want to stay in Cleveland and play with LeBron and play for a championship. So I think LeBron it'll be Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. Well, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, LeBron 3. And number 4 is more of a toss-up because it depends on who breaks out. Like you don't like Steph Curry broke out, James Harden broke out. Them breakout players that can come in the league. So I think the 4th can be James Harden again because obviously they got Ty Lawson, they got Dwight Howard, they got Monty Eunice back. So I'm going to put James Harden number 4 because I think they can still repeat what they did last year. Maybe not, I think in a regular season wise, they got so much offense, they got clutch players, they got great defense when they locked in and focused. I think the Rockets can repeat what they did last year, getting a 3rd, 2nd, or 4th seed. I mean, 4th, 2nd, or 3rd seed. I think they can get to 2nd or 3rd again. If their offense, which has always been good since Kevin McHale and James Harden got together, you add in Ty Lawson, another spot-up shooter, another ball handler, another playmaker with James Harden, and you know he's an excellent spot-up shooter, mid-range and three-point shot, and he can do some off-the-ball things, get some easy baskets. Trevor Reeves is a good spot-up shooter. Monty Eunice is a good finisher around the rim and rim protector, and Dwight Howard is a good finisher through the alley-oops and the pick-and-roll dunks, and he's just an excellent lockdown defender. So you got Monty Eunice and Dwight Howard protecting that paint, and I think they can win another 56 games. Like I said, James Harden, since he's been there, they make the playoffs every year, and they're going to make the playoffs this year. So I think James Harden locked for number 4 to be because he's going to be the best player on the team, and if they can win 50, he might get MVP. I mean, they can come back 2nd, or like I said, they can even get 1st. You never know how good the chemistry can be. They can win a 1st, like Toronto win 30, nobody get injured, then win another 30 in the second half of the season. So, like I said, James Harden probably the breakout player I got for number 4, but I'm going to go back to the list. KD, Chris Paul, Blake, LeBron, and James Harden is my pick for MVPs. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Quinn Wade Basketball, and I'll sign out. And make sure when you make your predictions in the comment section below, be realistic. Don't be a fan. Don't be a bandwagon. Tell me why you think a person will win MVP. Don't just say it's LeBron, he's this, he's that, he's the best player in the world, but he haven't won an MVP in the last 2 years. So you got to be realistic like I'm doing. You got to actually bring up a reason, some type of evidence, some type of, make it a realistic prediction, not a fan prediction, not a biased prediction. If you're going, like I said, when you come to talk to me, I got them facts, I got the evidence and everything. And I want people to start commenting like that. Don't do it like a fan, don't do it biased. Be realistic about your analysis. You know, I made that word huge. Be real about your analysis, man, and let me know what you guys think.